Boom. All right. Hey, bro, we're live, bro. Why isn't that showing the other
Boom,
screen?
oh, showing up. That's showing up. We're here. I'm here. You're here. We're here.
I think there's like a 20-second delay, if I remember right. Something like that. Right?
There is a delay because when I get both windows open, you can
Yeah.
obviously see yourself again doing the same crap you just did like 5 seconds ago.
Right. Well, anyone that's watching is welcome to hop in here. Let me see. Do we have anyone? I saw Buff was in the chat. What's up,
Yeah.
Buff? There we go. And we got Spencer Food Reviews. There we go. Hey, there we go. There's Buff. What's up,
There's
Buff?
the man.
I'm at work, so you got to put up with this outfit.
Hey, no problem. What's going on, man? Hey, that worked out pretty good, huh? Only still lost.
Yeah, well, it's all right. Someone's got to be second or third.
Nothing wrong with silver and bronze. You know?
Yeah, I never liked the look of gold anyways.
Yeah. We've got, the only reason I mention it is because of copyright. We've got a bit of background noise or something. Do you guys have something?
Not I.
in the background?
Probably me. Hold on.
Not that it bothers me. I just didn't want to get hit with a copyright deal. But yeah, dude. Well, there you go.
Wrong button.
So, hey, there we go, mofo. We got Val back. There we go. Oh, Bubba's on a smoke break. Oh, maybe he was.
No, we were chatting before, waiting on you to power it up. Mopar Nut.
Hey, there we go. Mopar Nut, what's up, brother?
Hopefully he doesn't hate me for poking fun at the Mopars tonight.
Hey, you should be happy. I had a lot of Mopars on there. I mean,
Dude,
it
there was.
Pretty good mix.
I'm not a trivia guy. I just fix shit, make it go faster. I don't know anything history about it.
Buff said he bowed out. The guys have the TV blaring. No worries. I wasn't trying to be difficult. I was just worried about the copyright. But no worries. Okay. Paramedic. Hey.
Dude, that's
awesome.
badass.
That's
a tough job.
It is a tough job. Dude, I don't do anything that cool. I mean, paramedic, you're saving lives, dude. How do you beat that?
Well, I feel bad. I don't know if he's got a problem like we over here with the homeless, but they kind of have to deal with him too. More hands-on than we do. And
right.
I feel for them ever so much.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, see? People suck. Yep. Works in the public sector like I do. Yep, people suck.
Oh, we got Rocker Pat back. There we go. I never worry about copyright claim. Yeah, but
you canceled it, guy. Just remember, I own 2 Mopars, so I'm still okay, right?
Yeah. There you go. I mean, honestly, I love all cars, but I prefer Fords, of course, you know. Because who doesn't want the best built car? You know, you want the best, so of course you want a Ford.
First on race day.
I was trying to throw in, I threw in a ton of shout outs on this one because I was really trying to include as many people as I could. I don't know if you noticed, but like the whole bottom row.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I did see that.
Yeah. Figure why not? You know, it is funny. Mofo. Oh yeah, Mofo's a Mopar guy too.
Oh yeah, yep. He's got a Dart, if I remember right. No.
Rocky Pet says on the trailer going home.
Mofo, what is it you have? I thought it was a Dart. I might be wrong.
Was it a Dart?
I watched a few of his videos, but I can't remember. I watched so many videos, I get them all confused sometimes.
There's a lot. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of
Yep.
Which is honestly awesome because I probably watch more YouTube than anything. Oh yeah! All right, hold on. There we go.
Hey guys, how's it going?
The legend.
Mongrels.
The legend himself.
Stubborn. It wasn't coming up for me. I don't know how long ago you said 7 minutes ago. Man.
Well,
working on things.
I told him to leave you in the basement for a while to sweat it out.
Okay. I understand.
No, he didn't. Hey, Mongrel, what'd you think of my little homage to Mongrels on there with the crown? You had your.
I liked it. Although, a destroyer could probably give me a good run for my money, I'm betting.
Well, one thing that I think would be cool, because now we have 3 winners. We could do a destroyer, Mongrels, and Olies. Kind of
smoked in that one. I'm gonna get smoked. The 2 car salesmen up against me, forget it.
Hey, we got Ken.
I think I'd probably get smoked because I am a used car salesman, whereas destroyer, he can sell anything, man.
Well, you know what? But Oli's is always silver. It's not like you're like that far off.
No, I got silver. It's right here.
You won one. I think that'd be good. I don't know if you guys are up for it. I think that might be a good next one.
Just verify there was 2 other people playing on the one I did win.
Yeah, and I was one of them at the first time of it.
We were muting his mic most of the time.
Yeah. That's before his Wi-Fi was working good.
The show was awesome. Oh, Buff's in here, right on. Okay, there's a few. Oh, hey, Destroyer.
Hey,
guys. Few lives that I always do my best to watch. Destroyer's meme show, which I caught your announcement at the beginning, buddy. That's great that you're doing that change. Awesome. I'll be following you. Buff is another one. I love the Pontiac Power Hour. Bryce, you should actually check it out sometime.
I did, yeah. I have to watch it.
That's legit. You missed the whole one with Finnegan. Oh, hey, dudes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to say, just real quick, Pugface, good dude. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
No, that's all good. Yeah, Buffs is another one. I love Pontiac Power Hour. It's a great show. You got to check it out. Wonderful show. And then, of course, you, Bryce. I love the Garage Trivia. It's great.
Well, you're normally on it.
It's still good.
I appreciate it. Mongrels. Hey, dude, that's cool, man. Yeah, there's certain shows you gotta watch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I never miss the Tuesdays Destroyer one. That's a good one.
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, you got Buff and Ray doing the Pontiac. It is a wonderful format those guys have. So you really got to make the time to check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that Power Hour earlier today. It was pretty good. Good. Oh, we got one in here too.
If you haven't watched Buff and the other one I like, of course, is Irish Outlaw. But if you haven't watched Buff and Irish Outlaw,
oh God, it's great.
Check that video out. Did you watch it, Destroyer?
Oh yeah.
Sounds like one I need to watch.
Oh yes, yeah. You gotta watch that video. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but it sums up the character a little bit.
Hey, we've got a bunch of cool people. Mofo, Val, Tim, number 1. Buff's in here. Dudes with Wrenches in here. Pugface is in here. Tim's still in here. Mopar Matt.
Yeah, I can see why, Buff. I think you need a whole of priests after that.
Mater's
Mater. What's up?
Lots of good
Rusted Junk. Colleen, there you go. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Rusted Junk's kind of a newer channel. He actually want to let you know I did get your sticker in the mail. I'll eventually make another mail call. So thank you.
Just Foley, right there, bud.
Pontiac.
That's part of the problem. So you get
Driving
that food
excitement straight into the garage.
You got that, or you got exactly. You can put the other side too, and you look at what's behind Bryce. I'm impressed. Finally put a real car up there. Yeah.
First one that'll
Right
do
there.
a burnout.
First on race day, buddy.
Hey, Mongrels, I want to know what's going on with that Trans Am of yours.
Which one?
I want to see more videos. The Smokey and Bandit body style one. What is that?
My 78.
Yeah, the thing's sick, man.
Yeah, I love that car. Yeah, it's one of those cars though. The problem is I bought that car when I was a teenager, so that's one of my first cars ever. And it's one of those things where I put it on a bit of a pedestal, and I don't want to be driving around in this car unless it's perfect. So I don't drive it, which is probably that's bad in itself. Don't do that, people. Go out, enjoy your cars. But I do happen to have 3 Trans Ams. So
We got Jason's garage in here too.
Same year cars?
no, I got my 99 Ram Air convertible with the LS1 and the 6-speed. And then I've got the 88.
Auto salvage. I'll tell you this, Mongrels. If I had any of the Burt Reynolds Trans Ams, I don't care if I had to push that down the road. I would drive that thing everywhere.
Well, there's a small chance I might take it to No Name Nationals this year.
Okay, all right.
But the fuel costs might deter me from driving it down there because 400 4-speed that thing's revving 3,500 RPM all the way down there. So
yeah, it'd be cool. It makes some good content.
oh yeah, I definitely have to go through it.
They just announced the next one, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I signed up for it already. And hey, I'm going to promote it right now, folks. If you haven't checked out the No Name National stuff, you got to do it. Wonderful, wonderful event. And Destroyer, it was one of the sponsors for the Burnout Contest. I mean, it was a great time. People have described it as a family reunion where a drag race broke out. And that's really what it was. Like,
Felt
everyone
like it,
knew
yeah.
everyone. You know, Buff was down there. He brought that awesome 63 Pontiac. And people were coming up to him. Hey, man, what do you need help with? Let's get it going. No one had the chip on the shoulder. No one had an ego down there. Everyone was just down there to have fun and race. And it was awesome.
That's awesome.
What was cool too was a lot of different channels were making their own videos of it, so you could see it from so many different perspectives too.
Oh yeah,
That was kind of cool.
Yeah. It was just an epic event. It was 1 in a million for sure. And I sure hope they don't lose that on this next one. So I see a couple questions here for your Destroyer. Are you doing a sponsor, or are you doing some racing, or both?
Oh.
So I've kind of stepped away from YouTube and everything walking into this year. As people know, I haven't done a meme show. I haven't done anything. I haven't even made a video yet this year. So I got news that in March, my contract's up with the company I'm working for. So for me to extend myself with that amount of cash, quite honestly, between sponsoring and then trying to make it from Arizona out there, I got a hold of John and said, hey, man, I have to step away this year just for the simple fact of cash, man.
Fair enough.
I don't know what's going to happen after March. And, taking care of my family's number one. I know all you guys understand that.
Absolutely.
It's the best event ever, period. And I told him, dude, I will be the champion that I can be. I'll help everybody hit their subs. I'll do whatever I can, as everyone knows. But man, yeah, I can't commit to it. So the answer would be no.
Well, you know what? You never know what's going to happen. So we'll all keep our fingers crossed for you, and hopefully you can at least attend.
That's it. And we'll see how things turn out. after March. But at this point, I didn't want to say, yeah, I'm good, and not know how I'm going to pay for it, and
Well,
leave
you
them
know
guys
what?
hanging and pull out at the last minute. So I'd rather say, hey guys, go ahead and move forward. I'm here. I'm still always here, but I can't commit to it at this minute. So
You know what? We'll convince Bryce to go. He's going to need someone to help push his Ford. So, I mean, you can go with Bryce, man. It'll be great.
great idea.
Push my Ford. Oh man!
Well, he should have Frankie pulling him out, pulling Destroyer's car all the way out there. See?
There you go. Yeah, that'll work. That will cost nothing in fuel. I'm sure of it.
Oh, well, there's that.
I don't know. I eat a lot of burritos.
It would be awesome to take Frankie, but that's just so far. But you know what? I mean, even if you don't do every year, you're still such a part of it, So I mean, I think it's cool. You got to do it, even if it's one time. It's still awesome, I mean.
Well, you know what? I don't have the money to go. I really don't. But the way I figure it is, if I plan to go, things and I manifest well enough,
I agree with you on that, man.
I'll figure out a way. And if I don't, I don't. No big deal. The way I look at it is, I paid the $82 for the event, and worst case, it's a little bit of funding for the event. So, and I don't get to go. Big whoop. I'm happy to put the money out there for John for that event, and support all the YouTubers that'll be there, because there's a lot of great people there. A lot of great people.
How is the hotel situation there? Is it
wasn't bad?
or-
Well, I didn't find it too bad. I mean, you can camp right on the grounds if you want, or you can go hit one of the hotels in town, and you can get the low dollar one like I did. But it was fine. I mean, I just needed a bed to crash and maybe a shower, and it was great. It wasn't too far from the track.
Now, when you say low dollar, are you walking into the room with an outline on the ground, or
Not quite that low dollar.
here?
Not quite that low dollar.
Because I'm not even going to kid you. I stayed at a motel up north, Pacific Raceways, and I swear to God, they had an outline on the floor before I got there.
Well, I'll tell you what. I walked out the door, and there's this completely shot up Pontiac GTO sitting in the parking lot, though. I mean, that thing was destroyed. So
slugs went through it.
Follow that, guys, what you're saying?
And if you don't know who that is,
I know exactly who that is. Yeah, that was amazing too. That thing, wow.
Oh, you know what? That car is amazing, and for different reasons than all other cars. Yeah, but it's truly, I can honestly say this, and I bet you Destroyer will verify this, is that car is worse in person than it is in video. Like,
true. I don't know how he drives it. The whistle has to be horrible from all the holes that are in there. I don't know. I think the dude's flat out crazy. Love the guy. Talked to him when I was there. He's a great dude. But I think he's got literally something has to be loose to. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just go.
That was awesome. I mean,
you see, Buff has mentioned that he followed him all the way to No Name Nationals, and I think that's just because someone had to supply Buff with trailer tires. So, just saying, he had one or two problems with his tires on the way there.
Buff had a lot of struggles, man.
Yeah,
that was the toughest. That was the toughest dude of the entire event.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God!
I would have been more
impressed.
Event's
going on.
If he was spinning wrenches on the trailer as I was going down the highway, I would have been more impressed.
He might as well have been.
He might as well
have been, dude. Like, it was nuts. Like, there's racing going on, all these things happening, and he is just dead set on making this damn thing pull off the trailer. It was awesome.
But you know what? It's partially Buff's own fault. I mean, he put that 10,000-pound Pontiac onto a 3,000-pound trailer, right? So just give you a hard time, Buff.
Are you guys familiar with Ari? Ari's a pretty cool dude. If you guys haven't seen his channel.
Ari's awesome. Oh yeah, I've seen his lives a few times.
And we got Turbo Tom in here. What's up, Turbo Tom?
Appreciate that, Tom.
Oh yeah, I can actually thank you, Eric. I did pick up the shirt today. Awesome. I'm looking forward to. Haven't broke the seal in the bag yet, so I got to do that.
No worries. Hey, as long as you got it, that's all I care. I send these things out, and you're like, I don't know. Did it make it?
Rusted Junk. Yeah, I'm in Arizona, and Destroyer's in Arizona too. Best state. I'm just saying. Bam.
Hi. Just saying.
Yeah, you got scorpions. We don't.
Yeah, we don't have.
It's one thing I don't love about Arizona. I'll tell you that. I hate those things, man. They're so nasty. Ugh.
I talk to Bryce every once in a while, just about every day almost. And I always get a scorpion story.
Really?
I'm not moving down there.
No, so I'll tell you the latest one real quick. So, you know, everybody's got their Christmas tree, right? For the last couple of years, out of probably convenience, we've done the plastic tree route, right? So you put it in the box, you put it in the attic, right? So I go pull the Christmas tree out. You know, it's in the attic through the garage, right? So you pull the box over your head, boom, right? Well, we're sitting there, the girls are decorating the tree, you know. All of a sudden, this massive scorpion just crawls out of that thing. and I'm sitting there thinking, I just had that thing over my head. You know what I mean? Like, that thing could have crawled on my head and I would have died, you know, because I would have lit my clothes on fire to get that thing off, you know? So, yeah, I'm not a fan of scorpions. We don't get it. Hey, what? We got Quint 1836. That's my boy right there. Boom.
Uh-oh.
Quint's the man. Quint's awesome. He's got a 74 Ford also.
They're
Nice.
twins.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my scorpion story. So
Nice.
See, and then I know he's got cockroaches there too, because we had cockroaches in Texas and New Mexico. I hate cockroaches.
I don't really deal with those too much.
Oh man, everything that slithers and scoots around and just gets into. Oh no, they die up here because they freeze. I like it up here. Everything's
They
dead.
freeze up here, but we still have rattlesnakes, and if you go just far enough south, you'll find the odd black widow. Although they're not as big as what you get down south.
Yeah, our black widows are little ones too.
Yeah,
Just enough to see a little red dot.
but supposedly, the province I'm in is rat-free. No rats.
We've got a bunch of stray cats, so we don't see any rats at all.
I got them around the corner in the homeless camp.
Destroyer, do you have stray cats over by you?
No. Well, if we do, I don't know. My dog is a psychopath, so don't know. Wouldn't know. We had one mouse that I have a shed next to the house, and we had one mouse that was in the shed. Woke up and the dog is flinging this thing across the freaking yard and playing with it like it's a toy. So that was the end of that one.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Number one.
I don't know if rats are better or scorpions. Actually, this is a good opportunity.
Scorpions are less annoying to me than rats. I lived in Illinois most of my life, so I'm done with rats and mice and little bitty gnats. In Illinois, in the summertime, gnats are so bad you can't hardly breathe because they're just.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we had some
Can't-
there last year.
Scorpions are slow and you can smash them. Rats,
No, they're
they
not.
can move.
Yes.
No, they're not. Scorpions
How-
are not slow.
Oh, they're slow compared to a mouse. They're slow.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
compared to a mouse.
Half the time they just sit there and go, "I'm a scorpion," and you're like, "You're dead."
Hey, we got One-Eyed Cat and Colleen back in here. Mater's back in here. Val's still in here. Buff's in here. Number one's in here. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, Val, Illinois is a great place to be from. That's why I moved to Arizona. Yeah. I go and visit Illinois just to remember why I moved to Arizona. But I love the people and the food. Don't get me wrong. Oh my God. Italian beef, Sarabinga.
Well, I like Arizona too. I really do like it down there. I spent some time in the Prescott area, in the Tucson area, when hiking in Tucson. That was hot. That was really hot. Well, and of course, I didn't have the right shoes to hike up the dang mountain, so by the end of it, I wasn't doing good. Take some Canadian dum-dum and put, hey, let's go hiking up a mountain at
Oh,
freaking
it's brutal.
106 degrees. See how well that goes.
Would you have on
Absolutely
flip flops or something?
No,
I thought all
I
Canadians wore flip flops.
no, I don't wear flip flops, but I had almost dress shoes on. So when I was down there doing an audit, so you have to. I didn't really pack a pair of sneakers or anything, but they were the kind of hard soled shoe and all that. And I went climbing up this stupid hill, anyways. That
Oh,
was dumb.
You learn real fast. It doesn't take but once. No,
Yeah, I'm close to the Calgary area. I'm southeast of it.
Oh, and Val, yes, Pritzker needs to get out of there. Just saying.
Dang, Rat's winning compared to Scorpion.
Oh, I'd have scorpions any day over rats. My
Really?
rats. Oh yeah.
Why?
Can't because they wreck my damn cars. Pardon my French.
Yeah,
that's
they
a good
do.
point. That's a good point.
get into your trash, get your house up. Oh yeah, rats are terrible.
Not to
Mice
mention the
rats.
hantavirus will kill you much more painfully than the scorpion.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, I guess I'll end that one. Rats won it.
Oh yeah, rats took that one for sure.
Hey,
Well,
the moles are kind of fun though.
The scorpions will kill a
Absolutely.
lot of bugs too, right?
Yeah. What's their natural deal they hunt?
They hunt a lot of bugs. I mean,
They
that's
hunt bugs,
true.
Yeah.
And then the lizards hunt them. It's interesting. It's a strange dynamic. It took me a long time to learn anything about what was going on here. It freaked me out coming from Illinois. I'm like, we had garter snakes that you could pick up and play with, and mosquitoes were number one enemy. That was it.
Yeah, we got garter snakes up here too. That's about the only one.
Oh,
we got huge rattlesnakes. So.
Dodge is stomping everybody.
You gotta leave your pole up more for 3 seconds.
No, it's still up, I'm letting it
Oh.
go. It's just fun to watch because you know.
Oh, that's funny. Val's like, I thought it was the bands. I love rat and scorpions. They're great.
Yeah, those are both good bands.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, I have a story. I opened when I used to play in a band. I played drums, and we opened. We didn't know who the headliner was. No one had said. We opened. We played our set, walk off stage, whatever. Rat was the band that we opened for. Local
Oh.
small club. Yeah, and then Rat
that's
came
awesome.
up, and oh my God, hearing him on on any type of speakers is great. Except for when you're in a small club with huge speakers and they crank it. His voice is so high pitch,
Yeah.
it makes you want to kick yourself in the ear. It is terrible. He
Well,
sounds great, but it is just, oh, dude.
you know what? I feel your pain because I went to quite a few live concerts, but the one live concert I was really looking forward to was Metallica. And I went there, and they cranked the bass up so much. It sucked. It was horrible. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
was-
hate when it's.
yeah, that's all I could hear is basically exactly that.
Yeah.
With the odd word thrown in there. One of the best ones I got to
Yeah. That's all
Yeah.
you hear.
But one of the best ones is Styx with Gowan, and they opened for Def Leppard. Is it Def Leppard? Yeah, I think so. That was an awesome concert.
That's funny.
Jesus.
Fox is like, did his voice make you go round and round? Yeah, I hear you, Val. It was terrible. Useless.
Rocker, Metallica, and Ozzy. That would be a heck of
we
a
got
concert.
Winston down in here. Mo Barnett, Rocker, Fox. Boom.
I can't drive 105.
No, neither do I.
That's just a suggested number. It says speed limit, but that's just a suggestion.
Oh,
They don't
Yeah.
pull anyone. They don't pull anyone
That was
over
a
anymore,
nice
anyways.
thing about Montana when I was
They
coming
don't.
down. We just hit that 85 mile an hour and just fly. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but we have I think the highest speed limit we have in Alberta anyways is 110. I think BC might have 120 kilometers an hour. So you're talking maybe 65 miles an hour at 110.
Oh,
our
wow.
top speed.
Yeah, but
So
how are they
whenever-
going to catch up to you on the horse then?
Yeah, well, whenever I
Chasing you
go
around
down,
with the horse?
yeah, when I
There's
go
stuff
down
you
to the
do right
States-
when you need them.
when I go down to the States and I'm driving through the cities or the towns, everyone's whipping by me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I guarantee. They're like, dude, what are you doing? Now, Buff wins the night. My probably one of my top 10 favorite bands ever is Tenacious D by far. Oh, Val said she just saw Def Leppard and Motley Crue last
Good one.
July.
Oh,
Motley Crue? Oh my God, please don't. Have you seen the videos? And he holds the microphone. Oh, he's fat. He's out of shape.
Oh, no.
He has ruined everything that Motley Crue stood for. Like, dude, go sit down or have a salad or something.
Oh,
It's so bad. Like stretched out, horrible freaking leather pants that probably smell so bad. Yes, Val's like he is terrible. There's like videos of him, and they make up the words he's saying because you can't understand what he's saying. It's so funny. Anyway, get a chance to check that out.
What, do you run out of money? He's out touring, trying to get some more cash?
Something, dude. It's
Oh,
bad.
So what you're saying, and not to speak ill of the dead, but he turned into Meatloaf.
Oh,
Meatloaf could at least sing, though. This dude is so
that's
bad.
true. Meatloaf could still sing. Although he was very entertaining in Fight Club, I'll say that.
I couldn't, when Johnny Cash started releasing those last few albums, I couldn't listen to them anymore. It was so terrible. See, some people liked him, though. I didn't like his voice as he got older. It was
So bad for him.
yeah, you almost do. You feel bad.
Yeah. You see Mater's. Oh, I passed by it. Dang it.
Oh,
Mater had a
Joe
comment
Rutten,
on here.
Poison.
Sorry.
I would like to see that one.
Which one, Margos?
Val was mentioning Joan Jett and Poison.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be really
Joan
good.
Jett's got a voice.
Yeah,
Oh, I hope she still has it.
I think she does.
I think they all were playing in Arizona recently.
Joan Jett had some awesome songs, man.
I love this survey.
What's
hate
her-
electric cars.
is it
I gotta
on-
pull up the survey here. Hold on.
He's over here with his electric car stuff now.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
someone had mentioned LS swap is. Oh yeah, I think it was Leighton about LS swapping and having to tell his father about his orientation if he did that. I said at least it's still better than electric swaps or something.
Well,
stupid.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I made a comment today. I was watching a video on the new Ram, the electric Ram,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't bite my tongue anymore. I just said, you know what? They've gone the way of cell phones. Everyone has forgot what the primary purpose of these things are. And if you look at me, like a cell phone, this is a long-range vocal communication device, is what it's supposed to be. But
Yeah.
it's an afterthought now. It doesn't do that well anymore. Instead, it
No.
takes pictures and it runs apps and it makes calculations, but half the time it drops calls. Doesn't work. Everyone's sitting there texting, right? So I had the same thought about the Dodge, the Ram truck. Is it's sitting there, and they got this. It's neat, but that's what it is. It's neat. It's a bunch of bling. It's a bunch of toys and stuff. There's nothing practical about it. Like
So having worked construction, you mean to tell me a construction guy is going to get in there and use an app and touch all these things
Well,
and
that's
do all?
exactly it.
No,
It-
he
it was
needs
the
something
same-
that has a key
Yep.
that goes that
Knob.
direction.
Big knobs that you can turn when you
Hey,
got.
boss,
your
I don't
work
know.
gloves on.
I don't know how to turn it on. Like
Yeah.
he's done.
Well, just try typing with meat hooks. You know, these women with tiny fingers and their multi-flexible joints, they're like, they got a paragraph, and you just 3-word replies all you got in, and they're like, what the hell? Just call me.
But apparently, the truck's got a mode where it can follow you around, so you can pick your tools and stuff. It's like, no thanks.
I saw that. I was like, dudes are getting run over. Period.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's
just like-
over.
it's
It's
like,
so
oh,
bad, dude.
That's bad. And if you look at the seat arrangement, it's cool. I like the concept. I really do. I like the concept of the seats being able to slide through the whole cabin, move around. But the minute you get someone with muddy boots in that truck, it's done.
It's over.
It's over.
Muddy boots.
It's
Shit,
not
you drop
practical.
a Tootsie Roll or something down there, that thing's jammed up
Oh yeah.
for life.
And the pass-through system, while neat in concept, because it's got the pass-through system where you can put something in the back or the front, and it opens up a middle compartment through the whole truck. And you can run something like 16 feet long into this thing, so you want to get some big boards or something. But I can't see anything ever going wrong with that, and your passenger compartment never being closed off, right?
Dude.
So you know that's going to fail. The electric gate's not going to come down at some point. It's going to cost you $5,000 to fix the stupid thing or something like that.
What was it the other day? I seen a video on
Wait,
someone
what
getting
do
their
they have?
taillights replaced
Oh,
on their new Chevy Suburban, and it was something like $1,200
oh.
for a taillight because they can't change the bulb.
Yeah, well, that's like you look at all these composite headlights nowadays. You break a lens or something, and that's $1,200. It's
crazy.
nuts.
It's freaking crazy.
There we go.
What are you doing now?
They were asking what you guys had, because I said who's the fastest. So I was trying to think who had what, you know. But
Well, Bryce, I have about 30 cars. Not all run.
that's true. Well, everybody kind of does.
But I would say Destroyer probably has the fastest car out of the three of us.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I haven't driven it. I drove it around the block. On
This is more
paper? On paper, yes.
Did
That's
you ever
it.
fix the fuel leak?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
good.
Yes, I fixed 2 fuel
That's a good
leaks.
one to fix. What was it? Was it on the up to the carb? Because didn't you fix that line up to the carb?
So there was one that was the line up to the carb, and then it ran amazing. I was like, oh, that's cool. And the last time I started, it started shooting out the bottom bolt of the float bowl on the front. And I was like, oh. So simple, one of those things, you know, my buddy put the carb together. I didn't check his work. I should have. And I went, oh, yeet, tightened it back up, done. Fine. No problem.
What you know, that reminds me of a story. I don't know if everyone knows this, but I have a 67 Pontiac Parisienne. This is a Canadian Pontiac, so they're built on a Chevy platform, but they have the Pontiac bodies on them. Well, that car came with a 283 and a Rochester 2-barrel. When I was trying to get this thing going, the float stuck. Now, fortunately, I had converted that car over to an HEI distributor because I hate points, even back when I was a teenager. But when the float stuck, the vent was angled perfectly and the pressure was perfect that it launched a stream of fuel straight to the distributor.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
It never went off. And the only reason I can think of why it didn't do that is I was like, man, it smells like gas. It's not running. And Okay, crank it over, and I see this perfect stream coming out of the vent and right onto the distributor. I'm like, oh, that's a good thing I changed that to HEI. Because it's all sealed up. Because if that was the points, for sure, that's exactly what would happen. She would have lit right off.
Wow.
You always hear the Chevy guys complain how they don't like points. Is it because that distributor's halfway into the trunk or what?
Could be.
Fords are right up front, nice and easy to work on. Engineering, strange.
So are the Dodges, but I still don't like points.
It all comes down to what set you buy. I would agree with you. However, I've discovered how nice Excel point sets are. I swear by them.
But honestly, you're probably a carburetor guy too, so
Oh yeah.
I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
Did you not see the 69 F100 I drove in 20-degree weather to work? Carburetor and points got me to work and back all week long.
There you go.
But no, it does come down to a decent contact set because there's a lot of junk on the market right now.
Oh, sure it does.
Yeah.
See ya, people.
You know, basically, you just, if you understand.
She's awesome, Bryce. She's awesome.
All you have to do is whip out a business card, slide it in there, adjust them to that thickness, and they'll work if they're good.
There's something to be said for simplicity, but there's also something to be said for reliability. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
it's that toss up of, you know, I'm sorry, but in 50 years, are we going to be out there salvaging an electric car? Hey, let me bring out my jump box and start the Tesla. No, not going to happen.
Bought that truck in, when the hell did I buy? I've had it over 20 years. I'm on my second set of points. And I didn't really have to change the first set. That's how good those are. Blew me away. I would have never guessed, but it proofs in the pudding. I can pop the cap on that thing right now, and those points look damn near new still. I don't know what to think.
The 38 Pontiac I have, I was trying to get that running. I was like, hey, this thing's not working right. And so I finally decided to pop this distributor off and ingest the points. Well, someone changed it to a Hall effect sensor.
Oh,
That's why.
Now,
here you grab.
I'll throw GM a bone, though, because even on their point sets, they were smart enough to put a little door in there where you can drop an Allen wrench
Yes.
and tune that thing even with it running.
Well,
That was
absolutely.
smart. I give them that.
You could open up that door and see if it's in there sparking or not.
Yep. Yeah, that was. I wish Ford would have done something like that, but What pulls he got going
You know,
on?
Ollie's, I know you love electric vehicles, but I'm just saying electric vehicles are horrible.
I'm gonna
Okay?
spam your channel
They,
later.
they should destroy them all. Just saying.
I love electric vehicles so much that I'm driving a 10.5 van at work with an LS 6-liter, and I think it drains 40 gallons of gas in a week. Yeah, I love it. I love electric vehicles.
Bryce, we all know you're a closet electric guy. So
Oh,
much to spare.
I hate electric. By the way, we got Dr. Art in here. That's pretty cool.
Dr. Art, what's up, brother?
Nice.
That's a great dude.
Yeah.
The legend.
I have to call something here. Mayor's Workshop said if Destroyer came to Enos, I'd beat him on the quarter-mile track here. So I'm not sure. I looked at your channel and I see you have a motorcycle. And I don't think that motorcycle is going to get it done. Just saying. Love your brother, but just saying. If I go to Enos, I'd be more than happy to run.
Watch it. Why not?
Hey, absolutely.
Oh, Colleen's back in here. Mofo, Val, Mopar Nut, Tim. I mean, I'd
Some of
watch
Dr.
it.
Art's, dude, some of Dr. Art's cars are just obscene. Oh my God.
Doesn't he have a Falcon?
Oh, his
4 or 5
Falcon
Falcon?
is. I'm a Dodge guy, and I love his Falcon, dude. It is really nice.
Almost as nice as dude's figure length.
Mater's saying his 09
Oh.
caliber.
Mongrels.
Sorry, Dr. Art.
Without the light
Got you.
switches. He needs to add some light switches to it. And then it'll,
I'm I'm waiting for Ronald McDonald to jump out of the driver's seat of that thing.
Oh yes, it totally
saying.
reminds me.
If you guys haven't been over there, go check out dude's long form content on the Fairlane. That car is.
Oh yeah.
It's something else. I was in shock and awe, going, "How did this thing not burn to the
Well,
ground?"
I don't know. That's the amazing part. I don't know how that car did not burn down.
No, and the amount of crap. I don't want to spoil the video. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I've seen some really shady cars in my day. I don't think one that bad.
Well, he pulled enough wiring out of that thing for it to be electric.
Yeah,
There's the Terminator. Why do you guys say electric on this video? You know, everyone's having a good time, and you had to throw that word.
Hey, why does it go electric, Bryce? Why? I don't know. I got a great sticker. Bryce loves my sticker. Mater's gonna beat me with an 09 caliber.
Is it the
On
SRT? Because it
On
might
foot.
happen.
Uh-oh.
Maybe. Oh, I forgot we had a poll going. Hold on.
I was waiting for
Hey.
the results on that.
I totally forgot it was up
I
there.
can't find the polls, man. I want to see these polls. I don't see them.
Ooh,
They should
GTO.
show up like on the. If you look at the live chat, it should show up on the top.
Yeah, you got to pull up a separate window, mute it. That's on YouTube, and then you can see the chat or the polls pop up.
Oh, okay.
That's what she
Yeah,
said. I have to say it. I have to.
I always vote for everybody else during our game show.
Oh, dude, I voted for Fox every single time. Every single time.
I couldn't help. I had to give Ollie the sympathy votes. I really did. I voted once or twice for your Destroyer, but you were doing pretty good. So I just like,
No,
Oh,
Destroyer
no.
got a couple of mine. He had some that were undeniable. I had to give them to him.
Well, I stole off of Mongrel and started to elaborate in these made-up stories that if you did not know any better, you would think are dead true. Like, I want to have a podcast with Mongrels where we just make up shit and people go, "Did that really?
I'm down for that.
Did that really happen? Is that real?"
Mongrels would be great with that one.
Oh,
Did you know that the first electric vehicle was actually a steam-powered electric vehicle, for example?
in the
You know,
1800s.
stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
What it did, Bryce, is it actually that had a small turbine generator in there. They used the steam to power the generator, which produced electric voltage, just like the old steamships, right? And that is how the first electric vehicle worked, because you didn't have the battery capacity.
You know, I would probably be more open to other ideas if it weren't for them saying, "Oh, you have to do this." I'm like a child. who wants to-
Bingo. Yeah, you nailed it.
If you tell me I have to do something, I don't care what it is. I might love it. But
Well,
if you tell me I
not
have to
only-
do something, I'm going to be like, nope. Mm-mm.
Not only is it you have to do this, but you have to do this less efficient thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're saving the planet by destroying the planet to make
We're
a
not-
battery.
we're not- Just
gonna
just
go
look at this part of it.
sit.
Just tunnel vision, tunnel vision. Don't look at the stuff out here. Don't look at the manufacturing
Yeah.
and the mining and everything else. Just look at this part when you're driving it down the road.
Hey, let me
Don't look at
ask,
recycling. Don't do it. Don't do it.
but let me ask you this, okay? Dodge goes from saying, "Hey, we want to make the coolest cars. We want to have the biggest engines. We want to have stupid horsepower," and all of a sudden we're going to say, "Wait a second, let's just swap that for a speaker." I mean, we don't need the real name. We can make this happen.
Oh God, that was.
If
horrible.
you've seen my fake car videos,
Yeah,
you'll understand how I feel. But I have some funny ass fake car videos I made. Anyway, you get a chance, you got to check those out. And by the way, when Stale Ant Ass bought Dodge, it was the end. You see the cars they make? I mean, you think you're going to sell those over in America when you've just had, "We're the Brotherhood of Muscle." And now you're going to go, "Hey, we're the Brotherhood of
not only that, but here's the thing: electric works well in places like Europe, where you've got large populations in small centers. North America is not Europe. You have a great deal of landmass, lots of it separated by long lengths of unpopulated areas.
Yeah.
And you can drive for an hour before you see another house sometimes.
Right.
There are places in North America where that is totally possible. Now, if you happen to be driving a Ford Lightning, pulling a trailer in one of those areas, guess what? You're done.
90 miles. That's it.
Yeah, the whole idea of them using lightning for this electric stuff really chaps my ass too.
Yeah.
It does degrade the name, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Like the original Ford Lightning was a cool concept, man. It was a great
Yes.
truck. I will admit that. And I'm not the biggest fan of the body style at the time that Ford
one?
did. Well, the 97 body style, right?
Oh,
where,
I'm thinking the earlier one.
where they released it in
Like the
95.
Gen 2.
93 to 95 was the first gen, yeah.
It's like, oh hey, we got to put our new truck out. It's a 97 model, but we're going to let out a 95. But anyways, it was a cool truck. I mean, and it's even featured in like Fast and Furious as the shop truck, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. I think that one's cool.
But that was a neat concept. It was cool. Like you basically took the GT40 engine and stuffed it in a truck.
Well, now you're getting your body styles confused because that body style did not have a GT40 in it. That was the 4.654 liter truck. The earlier OBS truck was the GT40 351 Windsor.
And there's that Ford knowledge we've been trying to drag out of you all night. See?
Only
Finally.
because my dad bought one brand new off the lot in 94 that I know about the first gen stuff. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you, I think between the SS 454 and then the first gen Lightning reignited the horsepower wars of the trucks.
Sure, but the King is still the Night Runner from Dodge.
Did you say SS 454? That was like a
Yeah.
250 horsepower 454.
Piles and piles of torque.
Yeah, it did have lots of torque.
You big block guys should know these things. Torque pins, not the horsepower.
Pulling stumps, not the drag race.
Yeah. Mile-long burnouts. That's all you want to do in a short bed truck anyways.
I'll give you that. I saw a guy who swapped it with a 500 cubic inch Chevy, and it was badass. But
Oh,
anyway,
it's like a 502. Oh, yeah.
yeah, it
Yep.
looked the same and everything, but he put 502 on it. I was like, now that's a truck I can get behind.
Well, what was first, Mongrels? Was the SS 454 or was the 90?
Yeah, it was the SS
Okay.
454. That was first.
So they had to learn.
Fairly certain. I'm not 100% certain on that.
I
I'm
think
quite
you might
certain.
be right on that one, yeah. That was 90, 92, 93?
Yeah, I think it was around there. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be right.
and then, but like I said, in leave it Dodge to throw a Viper engine into a pickup truck, right? That thing was awesome. I almost bought one.
I'll throw Dodge a bone just because I went and played with one of those the 360 powered Dakotas with a 5-speed. Now that was a fun truck.
Mm.
What did they call that? There was a name for it. It was a 5-speed 360 powered Dakota, the first generation Destroyer. What was the name of that one? Did they have a special name for that?
Hold on a second. I got sidetracked here. Hey, number one, I'm going to answer your question. I'm smoking the cigarettes that your mom left at my house last night. Sorry, the guy's been poking a little bit at everybody here and there.
Number
being
one
a little bit.
always pokes.
Just
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
That's his thing. He pokes.
That's what he does.
It's good that you're giving it back.
Just be nice if he had a subscriber. Sorry, what was your question? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
It would be the first gen, or not first gen, 96, 97 Dakota, whatever generation that was. They had a 5-speed 360 powered one. Didn't they have a name for that truck?
5-speed 360. It was just they had an RT.
Oh,
It's
maybe
just a
that's
Dakota
what it was.
RT.
Okay.
Yeah, just Dakota RT. Yeah, that was the one with
that
the
was
360.
that was a fun truck
bed.
to run.
Dude, those things. Well, it's a
We
truck.
were
The ass is like.
stoplighting that thing.
But they also did bring back.
How are we gonna shop cat?
They brought back a Little Red Express type Dakota too.
Yeah.
They had a name for that. It wasn't the Little Red Express though. Some. Jeez,
No, it was. I know what you're talking about too. It was the square style Shelby. They called it the Shelby, the Shelby something or other. I know what you mean. It's still in the 90s.
It was still something like it was very similar to the Little Red Express, but they changed one of the words. I don't remember which one.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't either. I know what you're talking about though. Anyway, they were pretty neat.
They were pretty neat.
For
A
the
lot
year.
of people, the Little Red Express gets all the recognition, but the Warlock was a cool truck too. I like those.
Yeah.
Now the Warlock was a big block too, wasn't it?
Yep.
I do remember that. And they were all black. All those trucks were black, if I remember right. All the Warlocks.
I thought you could get the Warlock in a different color, but yeah, most of them were black.
Okay. That was a 77, 78 model, the Warlocks.
Yeah, I'd
Stacked
have to go back and
headlights?
check. I'm not an expert on them, but they're a cool truck, man. It just they were basically a Little Red Express with a big block.
Yeah.
There was like 4 or 5 different models of those trucks they sold then. That body style, anyways. Oh, Bryce is finding something.
Here he goes.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, the black one with the gold pinstriping there.
I didn't know the truck, to be honest.
Yep.
You know what's funny is
Oh, like
vehicles.
that?
Yeah,
That one's was the Warlock a 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive?
no, they were 2-wheel.
That's right. Okay.
You might have been able to get them in 4-wheel. I can't remember.
I think they were only. I don't think they're only 2-wheel, from what I can recall.
Warlock or Mopar Nut says it was in 4 colors: black, green, red, and blue. He would
Mopar
be
Nut
the
will
one to
know.
You would probably know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he'd be the one to know.
But yeah, they were a
I
cool
didn't know
truck.
about that truck.
It's funny. When I was younger, I hated those trucks. Except for some reason, I always liked the Little Red Express. But the Dodge trucks in the 70s and 80s were just, didn't like them. But for some reason now, I actually like them quite a bit. I don't know why. It's just, but I remember being young. It's same with Corvettes. Corvettes are like that for me too. I dislike the new Corvette when it comes out usually. Give it a few years and I start liking it.
Now C7 is probably my favorite
Yeah. It was nice.
because it looked the most like a Viper, like they were trying to do. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Oh,
You did. Yes, you did. Might have slipped out. Now, if I had my
Well, the
choice,
Viper was copying a Ford. I'm just saying.
if I had my choice and I had to take a Corvette, it would be a 68. For obvious
Split
reasons.
window. Oh,
Big block.
No, 63 was split window. 68 had the 427 with 500
Yeah.
horsepower.
Big block.
oh, yeah. Do you guys know who made the Corvette? Who originally designed it?
Oh,
Oh, that's a good question.
His name was Mr. Lee Iacocca.
oh, no kidding.
He was the one.
Ah,
He's the one who came up with the Corvette and pushed it. That was actually originally a Dodge car. Dodge sold that to Chevy. Look up
Whoops.
history.
He designed
You'll
it?
shit yourself. Look up. I don't know if he designed it, but he championed it.
I know he pushed it, but I didn't know he designed it.
It was originally a Dodge car that was going to be the original Challenger.
The Banshee was a very cool
Huh.
concept car. It's just Chevy didn't want the competition for the Corvette.
that's right.
And so it turned into Firebird.
Yeah.
Completely different. So, but
Which personally, I like the Firebird better than the Camaro.
well, I do too. obvious. But
Well, the 68 Firebird looks to me, I like the looks of a 68 Firebird over a 68 Camaro.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, 100 times over.
Up until about the early '90s, you know, when
The door stops.
when they put the pointier front end on it and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to go with Camaro. I really liked, especially if you got a Camaro convertible in those years. They were sweet cars, sweet looking cars.
I don't know. The 90s for either one of those was getting to a little. Yeah, they were both looking like door stops. More the wedge shape going down the road.
I like the third gens though. I always have.
Yeah.
They're just they're kind of like a 5.0 Mustang. They're just a good solid platform that you can do anything with.
Yep. Well, the engine was the seller.
Yeah. Now the interior, just like the Mustang, all the interior bits were crap.
Yeah, it's plastic and crap.
It's just cheap plastic
Disintegrated.
crap, right? That disintegrates.
Yep.
Like both, you know, that is one thing where I will give the Mustang superiority over the F-body, because that F-body door and that cheap handle, it only had like about 500 pulls in it before that heavy ass door would take it out, man. You know, the Mustang, you could get about 1,000 closes before its handle broke.
Were those hinges fixed to the body like the trucks were, or could you actually take the hinges and stuff off those F-bodies?
There was a lot of hinge replacement pins going into those things.
Okay, that was one of GM's things then. I never understood that.
No, I think you could. Oh man, I gotta go look now. One side's bolted on. I'm positive one side's bolted on, but I don't know if the other side is. I'm gonna have to go look.
I know the trucks were like that, man.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. And I did have the door almost fall off my 92 GMC.
But you put a new pin in it, it's good to go. Just carry a set of pins with you.
Although that was one of the best vehicles I ever owned, was that 92 GMC. I've owned that truck for years, and I put hundreds of thousand miles on it, and it is so easy to fix. You know, I could go down to pick and pull. I could pull an engine out if I want, pull a transmission, which there was a few transmissions that went into that truck because they were crap. But
4L60E?
No, it was 700 R4.
Oh no!
Right?
They were great in light cars.
They were, but as soon as you start pulling a trailer or something with that truck, it was. And I'm not saying you can't build them to be good transmissions. You can, but from the factory, they were crap.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the 4L60 was the same way. You could build
absolutely.
it, but factory form it was not. Shouldn't have been in a 3/4 ton truck.
Well, one of the best transmissions is the 4L75 or the 4L65 the 4L70, because it had the friction. It has about the frictional loss of the 4L60, but it's in between the 4L60 and the 4L80, so it's got really strong internals, but it's got a lot less frictional loss.
What's up, Harley?
If you get a Vortex Max or something, they had those transmissions in them, and they were awesome transmissions.
In other words, they got it together, both best of both worlds with that one.
Yeah, they really did, but they're hard to come across, that's for sure.
Oh, hey, there we go. We got Chef in here. What's up, Chef?
What's up, Chef?
Hey, Jeff.
Howdy, guys.
I heard
Howdy.
you got a little bit of bad luck your way.
Well, yeah, sort of, kind of. I guess everybody here knows that my dad passed away.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Sorry
man.
to hear that, man.
Sorry
Yeah,
to
sorry to
hear
hear.
that. I didn't know, but I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, well, we're having to go through the court process, doing all of his, his cars and property and everything. Well, one of the properties just so happened to be mine. Okay. Well, come to find out, me and my dad got in a little argument about my house because the township wants to come out and level my property. They want to level the house, level my garage, level everything. and remove everything that's out there. And I told him, I said, I don't want him. See, they were forcing him to sign papers that it was okay for them to come do it. Well, him being 88 years old, he didn't want to fight him. So come to find out today, he actually signed the papers agreeing for them to come out and level my house.
What?
So it's set to be leveled on April the 9th.
Wow.
And I've got over $100,000 in the house. My garage is 50 by 20. It's 20 feet by 50 foot. It's clear full of motors, transmissions. I got a tire changer in there, 80-gallon air compressor, tools, you name it, it's in there. Off the back side of the garage, I've got a 48 by 62 building that's got ungodly number of parts in it. It's got, I'm going to say there's probably 10 vehicles inside. I've got probably 10 vehicles sitting outside. My house is full of stuff. I've got NASCAR collectibles in the house. I've got over 200,000 baseball and football cards in the garage. I've got 51 years of my life in that house, and they want to come out and level it.
Think you've been there 51 years? That's a long time.
Well, it's 51 years of my life. It's in the house. You know, everything I've had in my life is out there in that house. I've owned that house since 2004.
Well, Chef, where are you at?
Well, my house is over in Kenton, Ohio.
You're in Ohio, okay.
Yeah.
Was there, I don't know what your financial situation is, but are you able to stall litigation or anything like that until you can sort things out?
Nope.
It is township, so they tend to get very pushy.
Well, see, my brother made the call to him, and that's how he found out about it. Then he relayed the message to me to say that it's supposed to be leveled here on April the 9th. But they told my brother, they said they were going to hold it off. But them knowing them, they're going to push it. I guarantee it. They're going to push it and try to do it ASAP. And I don't want to lose my house. I mean, I've got that house. When we first bought it, it's got a new basement underneath of it. It's got a new roof on it. It's got the whole kitchen has been remodeled in it. I've got over $100,000 just in the house alone. And then the back side of my building, the garage is original, but the back side, that 48 by 62 piece, is all brand new. It's all brand new construction, and they want to tear it all down.
I was thinking the same thing, and that's why I was asking if you could tie it up in some litigation.
Well, see, that's what I'm hoping to do, but I don't know who to call. I don't know. Well, see, there's another thing, too, I've got an idea about, too. My dad took this to his grave. They pressured my dad to sign papers on this to have it tore down. My dad, I can guarantee it, my dad stressed over it, and that's what caused his heart failure. These people caused my dad so much stress that he died from it.
Yeah. I'm not a lawyer, man. I wish I could help you out. If anyone knows someone that can help Chef out, please.
Well, yeah, I'd like to know if anybody knows anything. I'm up for it. I need help with this.
Why are they so hell bent and destroying your house?
I have no idea, man. They got little itty bitty Peters. And I tell you what, I told them one time when they was out at my house, I told them, I said, so you guys gonna go back to the office and have a circle jerk now?
Well, that's not helping.
No, that doesn't help.
Well, no, this was the last. See, this was back in November when I remember this. it was not this last November, but the November before. Remember when they came out? And I had to do all the cleanup out there and everything like that. Well, see, I agreed with it. I cleaned it all up. Well, now they're wanting to come out and tear the house down.
What's I mean?
They're
complied with
been
what they asked
owning-
for. I don't understand where they got the grounds to have you to destroy your house if you're complying with what they asked for.
What's
Exactly.
Well, they
Exactly.
probably
it for them to destroy the house versus just charging you rent or whatever?
Okay.
But see, I don't own the house. My dad owned the house.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
How
but
old
now
is the
that you
house?
passed, who owns it now?
Well, it'll be in court. It'll be in litigation now. It's got to go through the. It's got to go through the process.
Well, Bopper has an idea. Try doing a GoFundMe, find a lawyer. I mean, you got a few things. One that you could, like you said, is if your dad could be proved mentally not capable of signing at that time due to his age and stress and stuff like that, you might be able to go that
Well,
route.
yeah, they forced him to do it because they told him that if he didn't do it, they was going to take him to court. All this other shit.
And there's also, I don't know how old the house is, but you might be able to get a heritage property if it's old enough.
Well, the house was built in 1932.
So,
And see,
yeah,
I've got another building there. The building's 18 feet wide, 62 feet deep. That used to be an old train depot too, and I have it full of stuff too. I've got all my grandpa's old woodworking shop in my building. So I had no place to put it. See, that's where I stored it at. Was out of my house. I have everything stored at my house because that's where I have it, and I don't have nowhere else to put it.
yeah. One, you got
Now
something.
I have 3 months to remove everything, and I have no place to put it.
That's crazy, man.
And now, not just that, but at my dad's property, the house that I'm living at his old place in Bluffton, I've got 60 cars sitting over there. So that township can be on my ass over there about them cars. Now since my dad is gone, they're going to be pressuring me over there now. So I've got almost 100 vehicles that I've got to move, scrap, do something with.
Yeah, that's. Jeez.
Yeah.
You're gonna be busy.
Yeah, and it's cold out too. We're in the
Well,
middle of winter right now. We don't know what the weather's going to be like here in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, we could have a foot of snow here at the end of January. You never know.
Well,
I'm actually still in Florida. Actually,
Hopefully,
I'm in Florida.
Install them.
This is my dad's house down here in Florida.
I would definitely lawyer up. You can go talk to a lawyer, at least know if you've got a case to fight it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then they could.
I'll
tell
show you guys
where you're at.
Layden, you've been eating tacos again, buddy?
Is that the green smoke behind them?
Yeah, I'm messing with stuff on here. I got some new internet, so I'm trying it out. So hopefully this new internet works better.
I missed half of it, but Chef, I think you're kind of at a point where you definitely need professional advice with a lawyer or somebody to really walk you through it. You know what I mean? Just my own 2 cents.
Yeah, that's. I'm on the same page as you, Bryce.
You see that?
Colleen, I am sunburned. I just spent a week in Florida.
Couple
Are
nice
you
spots.
bragging or complaining?
Both. We spent a full day at Universal Studios, and I'm wore out still.
Oh, I love Universal Studios, Florida. That is.
I was wore out from work. I was wore out from the trip down there, and I never got caught up on it, sleep or rest or anything.
You do all the Harry Potter rides.
Yeah, that's the first ride we went to. My sister-in-law loves Harry Potter, so we went to the Harry Potter ride first off the bat. We was one of the first few through the gate, and that's the first ride we went to.
As the one ride made me sick, the one where they were on the Quidditch field and you go along in the pod and you're watching them play the Quidditch, and it's a 3D image while you're moving. It was a little out of sync when I went on it, and man, I almost wolfed my cookies, man.
See, the one we went on, you get in this little ride, and it was not made for someone my size, I guess, because it squished me. And
Can you guys see
going
this?
black tunnels, and then all of a sudden there's a screen, and it tilts you and spins you.
I don't mean to cut off your thing, but I'm kind of curious what he's showing us here real quick. Hold on.
Fox body convertible.
Well, you guys know what this is. That's an 85. It's an 85 GT.
Yeah.
Automatic. Dad had these seats recovered in red leather. That's red leather.
Nice car.
Now, if anybody knows anything about these cars come 302 with a throttle body injected 302 in automatic. Well, this car here has got
Yeah, they had the original. The original was a CPI injection, they called it, and it was junk.
Yeah, this has actually got a spec 93 Cobra motor in it.
Very nice.
This is a nasty little car. This thing will get up and boogie.
You got the air conditioning in it too.
Oh yeah, it's even got air conditioner on it. Dad put air conditioner on it and everything. We built this car. This car when we found it was nothing but a shell. And we put it together.
I've got one of those
This
sitting
is
in my
one
yard
of my
right
dad's
now.
built. My dad actually built this motor in this car. And then we have this one here. This is a 90 Mustang.
I'm reading the chat.
So my Destroyer and one are going at each other pretty good here.
One always bust me.
I didn't
It's
start
always
it.
fun.
I didn't start it.
New Year's night, I did a burnout in that car out front here.
Sounds like
So
a good thing
there's
to
a
do on New
burnout
Year's.
video. There's a burnout video on my channel on that car. I thought I'd show you guys that real quick.
Yeah, Val, the 5.0s were
It's
fast.
actually
but
pretty nice.
one of the reasons I love my 78 Trans Am because it could actually take the 5.0s down.
I'm gonna assume all the chat banter is all in good fun, unless somebody says anything different. But
No, I know one. He's just having fun.
One's always does that, man. You know what
He
One's
started on
like.
me on the last trivia.
yeah, no, I know, as buddies, we all like to give each other shit. So, I mean, unless somebody throw their hand up if anybody's actually getting offended, but it's kind of funny.
No, it's one of those things for me. I'm a happy-go-lucky dude, and it's just one of those. It's been so long since I've dealt with somebody who's a butthole, and people like that who don't know you and are picking at you. If Bryce was saying that, or Oli, or Mongrel, or even Chef, or Leighton, I'm totally cool. Somebody I don't know just steps in and starts being a butthead, then, especially on my boy Bryce's show here, like, come on, man, have a little respect for him.
No doubt.
It's
He has a love affection, like with my chin, dude. Like, I'm married, man.
I don't take nothing that gets said on YouTube serious, especially in comments or Facebook, because here's what I know. Plane tickets are too cheap.
Oh yeah, They are.
Well, let me know if you guys want me to do anything, but yeah.
Hey, Destroyer, you'd love it down here. At my dad's house, you go right out the garage door, and I got Sebring Racetrack mile over here.
Nice.
Heck yeah,
I can listen to they're actually out racing today. I was listening. That woke me up early this morning. 8 o'clock this morning, they're out there racing.
I'm going to be out there for Sick Week.
Oh, you're going to Sick Week?
Oh.
Sweet.
I want to go to Sick Week so bad.
I'm going to help Narcs with Drag and Drive.
Are you? Are you
Nice.
going to do some coverage on that, or is Narcs going to do it?
I'm going to go and help him. I'm going to be his camera guy. I'll drive the van while he's doing rolling shots, whatever he needs, just to go help. One of those things where it's time for me to step back and just help people. I'm good at that. And
Awesome.
see what comes from that.
Yeah. Chef, did you see one's comment there?
No, I can't see the comment.
He mentions contact a guy named Matt Paxton.
Matt Paxton.
Got a link there for him too.
Now, who's he?
So this is what I was doing today.
What happened to his link?
That might be
I'm
some.
guessing he's a lawyer for your type of situation, or some type of expert in that type of situation. So hopefully he'll be able to help you out.
I mean, from my novel experience here, I would say you could probably give a high level overview to a lawyer. They'd probably tell you if it's worth digging further into. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
it's at least worth the conversation for sure.
So I upgraded phones so I could have another camera for the channel.
Where's that Matt Paxton from? Where's he out of?
He's got a I am mattpaxton.com is his web address, Chef.
Looks like clean and organizing management, crisis systems.
Clayton, you're only doing phones? You ain't got yourself a specialized camera? You're just using phones and stuff?
I got this and the GoPro.
Hey, that's all I got.
I went and got the 14 Max Pro.
How you like it?
Man, the quality difference between the turn the camera on. Between the 11 and the Max Pro blew my mind.
I still got an S9, but it shoots decent video. But I picked up a GoPro 8, and the audio on the 8 is so much better than the one I had before.
Well, see, I got the Hero 5 Sessions, which is out of date. It won't even connect to the GoPro app 90% of the time. But I figured something out today. I was walking through Walmart. I was looking for an adapter for my micro SD to the standard size to go on my laptop so I can just pull it off. Walmart's Vivitar brand has an adapter from iPhone to Type-C charger to Android charger.
Yep.
And you just put your little SIM card, your little SD card in, and you download the app, and it pulls the stuff straight off the SD card, and you can download it to your phone in like 2 seconds.
Oh, nice.
So I
I'm
won't
going to
get
do a
later.
video on it probably
Holy
tomorrow.
crap. Slow down, Layden. I'm gonna have to put you on the Ritalin. You're talking way too fast tonight, buddy.
My bad. I'm sure one will let me know.
He knew the answers. It's fine. So, when you do your editing, Leighton, are you doing it all on your phone? Is that why you're downloading it to the phone?
Yeah, most of my editing is through my phone. I've got 2 programs on my computer, but they're kind of advanced for some old dummy like me.
I bet you I'm more retarded than you are, and I'm using.
Oh yeah, I bet you.
So,
I could beat you on that too.
It takes some error, and I think my first couple videos were week-long excursions. But after you get through those 2, it goes a lot easier. I don't know how you can see it on your phone. That's my problem. I can't.
Do you know the extent of my editing? The extent of my editing is the pause button.
What was I doing? That was weird. But, that's a pretty big screen there.
Yeah, I am totally blind to that. I'm on a 22-inch monitor and I can barely see.
Well, have you
I'm
got
with
to
you.
the age of my age where you have to start doing this thing?
Yeah, me too. I gotta go like this. So I can even see this thing.
These guys?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I started using OpenShot because that's what Big Block 402 was using. Then I asked Destroyer about a program, and it's a Dissolve Resolution or something like that.
DaVinci.
And,
DaVinci Resolve. That's what I use.
And
I use a program called Shotcut.
I play with it a little bit, but on my phone, I use an app called PixArt that does videos and photos. Then I got InShot I do some stuff with. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I use UCut. UCut's been pretty decent.
Well, DaVinci is really good, but it's one of those programs that it's very complex. And so
It takes time.
it has a learning curve. It definitely has a learning curve, but once you get into it, and you can do multiple things in multiple different ways. So it's a very powerful program, especially for a freeware. You can buy a professional version of it too, but I mean, I love it. It's a great program, but you do need something with some pretty good horsepower to run it.
Yeah, now that I've got this new internet, I'm trying it out to see how it's going to do. And that will have me doing more on my computer, because before, my internet sucked. I couldn't upload nothing on my computer. It'd take hours. So I never used it to edit, because trying to send it from my computer to my phone just wasn't happening.
Well, I've got my new video that I'm going to have to start uploading after this, so it'll be ready by Wednesday.
Jeez.
That's how good my internet is. It's
Well,
not quite
this
that
is
bad.
supposed to be, T-Mobile's best home internet, 5G. We'll see. They said I got 15 days to decide if I want to keep it or not. So
They always say that, and then they always release something faster. Hey, I got a quick question though. What's next with the Terminator?
I think you
Sorry, I was responding to something. We're going racing, man. I'm almost done. We're going racing.
Are you
We are
going
going-
down to the track there in is it Chandler or Phoenix?
Yeah.
What is it, Wild Horse Pass?
Yeah, I'll let you know when we go. But
That'd be cool.
yeah, I'm gonna head down there, and I don't know if I'll let a lot of people know when I go down and do a shakedown passes, because it's kind of boring. But once I get her where I know I won't smash it into a wall at 100 and whatever, then I'll have people come out and actually watch me race. But no, I'm finishing up line lock, and the trans brake has a bad ground, which I just found out. I got to finish wiring some stuff up, but I'm really, really close to being able to take it out and let her
Nice.
eat. It should. I'm hoping once I am able to run it full track, it should be somewhere in the 10s.
I mean, I've never drag raced on the track like that. I mean, what's the
Dude, bring
level
your
of
car.
complexity there?
Dude, bring whatever car you're like your daily driver. I don't care if it's whatever, and go down the track. Ask Mongrels, dude. Is it not the most addicting, fun thing you've ever done in your life?
Absolutely. That's how. Like, I wish we still had our drag strip here, but we had what we called Friday Night Secret Street when we did have one open. You paid your $20. You brought whatever you had, and you ran it down the track. As long as you had a helmet and you had your car. First time I got up there, I had my 90. Now my car was fairly new at this time. That was the 99 Trans Am, Ram Air convertible, and I pull up beside this freaking Camaro that's running on alcohol, and my windows are shaking and everything else. And I forgot to turn the traction control off. I missed a shift. Like, it was intimidating, man. And I totally blew that race. But the rush was amazing of running down that track. And eventually, we're at 3,500 feet. And that car on factory tires, factory tune, everything else, it ran a 1401 at about 100 miles an hour, which was for stock fiber convertible at 3,500 feet. I was more than happy with that. It was a fast car in its day. Not so fast compared to a lot of cars now, but back in '99,
oh my god,
that was fun.
You have drag strips not far from you, though, don't you, Mongrel?
2 hours is like the closest drag strip to me.
Which one's that?
Well, that one's there's one up at Edmonton, and then there's one down in a place called Medicine Hat.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went down to the No Name National, that was the first time I'd been on a racetrack in like 15 years, and I wasn't in my own car. Unfortunately, I got to meet Layden down there. I got to meet Destroyer down there, and huge shout out to Big Block because it was his car, and it was a stock 2021 Mustang. That car, yeah, I give Bryce a hard time about the Fords, but that is an awesome car. It really is.
I'm just curious because I follow the Miles of Mayhem.
Yeah,
you know about that one, don't you?
Yeah, I was there. I was at the.
Which year were you? Which one did
last
you go
year?
to there?
I was there.
Oh, yeah?
I wasn't competing. I was just. I got one video on it where I went to the test and tune the opening day at Medicine Hat.
Yes.
And just for all our friends in chat, the Miles of Mayhem is the Canadian version of Sick Week or Rocky Mountain Race Week or Power Tour, whatever, right? That is our version. It goes through a couple different provinces. It's the different tracks. You get 5 days of driving, 5 different tracks, racing. You come back to the original track, and it started in a small town south of me called Medicine Hat. And that's the first time I ever went down to that track, and it is a cool track, and I definitely have to get down there when I've got something worth throwing on the track.
See, it's actually closer for me to do the Miles of Mayhem than it is to go down and do Sick Week or anything.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
I'm only 18 hours from Edmonton, I think. Or not, something like that. Yeah, it's only a couple days drive.
18 hours from Edmonton.
I think
Okay,
so.
so that means you're
Only a couple days drive.
Yeah,
that's all.
15 hours for me.
Nothing.
That's all.
Well, you know what? I did
Hey,
a 30-hour
it's on the
drive
floor, boy.
one way, so I'm saying that's not bad, Ollie.
I don't fuck around. I'm a point A to point B driver. As long as the Canadians don't pull me over, I'm doing good.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think if you were at No Name, you know where this come from.
I know exactly where that came from.
Wait, hold on. I can't see it. Hold on.
It smells like rubber, I think.
Oh no!
I know what that is.
That's from under Torque Racing's car.
That's the piece that
There you go.
I'm holding on to for dear life.
So luckily, somehow, I won Torque Racing Productions giveaway, and that was it.
way.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
But I'll tell
It
you
was
what,
so fun.
I would rather save up the money and go to No Name Nationals than the Miles of Mayhem. I'd love to do both, but if I have to choose one, I'm going to No Name.
Yeah.
Did y'all see where No Name was in PRI's newsletter or magazine or whatever it was?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, No Name made it big, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Well,
Really?
that is a concern, though. I don't want it to lose what we had last year. Hopefully, it doesn't, because, like I said,
wow.
that's awesome. Right on.
Nice.
Because, like I said, just like meeting Eric, meeting you, and the slew of other people I met down there was just fantastic, and everyone was awesome. I did not meet one person that was a jerk.
No.
I wasn't there.
We need to-
I was gonna say that too.
You do the fudge.
I want it to grow, but I don't want it to get it so big where you've got $100,000 race cars coming out there.
I
Keep the
hate.
money out of it.
I don't
That's how you
mind the
stop and keep the money
$100,000
out.
race cars. I just don't want the attitudes that come with some of those race cars.
Yeah, that's the main thing, the attitude. I know of a
Yep.
couple cars that's coming. I know there's a dart about 12 minutes from me. If he gets it to come, it's gonna be fun because it's got a big Hemi in it. It's a small
Nice.
tire car, and it's fast.
Well, I'd like to see Bryce out there, but I don't know if he can make it. Like, if he can't make it out there, I'm making a point of coming down and seeing you at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not far
You
from
know,
my dad, so I need to come
Come
down
have a
and see
bash.
both you guys.
We'll meet.
Yes.
I'll meet over at Bryce's house, man. Come
Yeah,
see us,
absolutely.
or we can meet at mine. Whatever.
I am planning a trip down there because I want to go see my dad. I want to see both of you guys and just hang for a bit. Maybe check out the local track. Maybe do a couple
Oh
of
yeah.
raffles.
Say when.
You know what? Mongrels was saying how he goes to Prescott Destroyer. We could always mob up there together and go meet up with them too. You know,
In a minute, dude. I'll go to Bucky's. Come on now.
I'm down. Yeah.
Bucky.
It's a local. It's a little casino up there.
Yeah, but I also want to go back
to the
up.
gas station.
What's the town? That town that's up on the mountain there. I love that.
We've got
Starts
so
with
many
J.
up in that
starts
area.
with J. It's a mining. It's an old mining community up in the mountains and nice twisty road. Oh man, can't remember the name of it right now.
Flagstaff.
No, starts with J. I think
I don't know.
Jerome.
Jerome.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh yeah.
There
That
you go.
was awesome. See, when I was down there, I think I might have mentioned this story, but I went into the rental car agency and it was, I'm going to put it as Alamo. And it was around Christmas time. And I looked at the prices, and a Challenger was close to the same price as an economy car. It's just a few bucks more. I'm like, the heck with it. I'm getting the Challenger. I'll pay the difference if I have to.
Yeah.
And I walk out and I'm walking towards the black Challenger. There's a red, a black, and a blue one. And they were out in the parking lot. I'm walking towards, I think, the black one. Right. And I caught something under the corner of my eye, and it was a white Challenger. I was like, I don't like white. But then I seen the badge on that white Challenger, and I seen the hood scoop. It said heavy. And I'm like,
Oh.
I was like, what's the story with that car? And the manager came out and he says, "What, he likes the white Challenger?" And the lady that was helping is like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, give him the white Challenger. Merry Christmas." So I had an awesome Challenger the whole time I was down there with the
That's
Hemi,
awesome.
paddle shifts, and going through the mountains up to Jerome. I put the windows down and I'm playing with my paddle shift, man, because that car's popping and hissing and grunting, and you can just hear it echoing off the wall. I'm sure they heard me coming for miles because that thing was rowdy. It was great.
Those tires had no chance. Those 245s are terrible. They're
But
terrible tires.
when I came back from Tucson to Phoenix in it, just cruising on the highway, driving like a Canadian, that car was getting like 6.5 kilometers, which is like over 30 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. They have the multiple cylinder displacement. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got that in my Charger and stuff too, but I mean, that car was with the 8-speed, like I only got the 5-speed in my Charger, and it's all-wheel drive, so it does
8-speed
well.
Complete different
That
game.
8-speed is a completely different game behind that Hemi. What a fantastic car.
Mm.
And like I said, I got to drive Big Block's Mustang, also a fantastic car. But I don't have much of an L5 disc left in my back, so if I'm going on long drives, I want the Challenger. It's just a little bit softer suspension and stuff. It's just a nicer long distance car.
It's comfy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I drove my 1320 Challenger to Rocky Mountain Race Week in 2020 during the height of COVID. And dude, my brother and I'm telling you, I felt like I was driving an old school, like, remember the old Cadillac that had the first like North Star in it? Those things were just chill and you could just cruise. Well, because my car had drag suspension on it, so it's just comfy as shit. Don't ask me to turn hard, but it's nice and comfy. I at one point I hit 450 miles out of one tank of gas.
Yeah.
In a 392 Hemi. It's just unreal.
Yeah, well, my daily driver, my 2011 Dodge Charger RT all-wheel drive, if I go on a road trip, even through the mountains on that thing, it's getting 800 kilometers, which I think is around 500 miles to tank gas.
Damn.
And that's because it just shuts down and cruises, man.
It's a 4-cylinder, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's fantastic. And my old Chrysler 200C was like that too. I had the family, I had the car packed with luggage. I just headed out to the coast, and that thing made 800K easy.
Wow.
Heck, my 5,000-pound four-wheel drive Durango with the Hemi in it, I got 18.5 mile gallon coming down here from Ohio. And I was doing probably 85, 90 mile an hour most of the way.
Wow. No. One, it was a 2019 1320 Challenger.
Yeah. Beautiful car.
So, yeah. No, it was EFI.
Nice.
It seems like a lot of the Dodges are pretty easy to drive. I love my Durango. It's so smooth when it's driving down the road. Hell, I love that thing.
Yeah, those are nice vehicles. Like the first thing I'm gonna confess here, and you're all Destroyer, you might not like this, but what got me into the modern Mopars was a Dodge Neon. Believe it or not,
A Neon?
a Neon.
Dude, I used to work for Z-Bart in Illinois, which is an undercoating place that did like rust prevention. And I drove Neons when they first came out. I would go and undercoat them and do like all the rust prevention in Illinois because it's Illinois. I would drive them from the Chrysler plant to Z-Bart, do all my stuff, and then we would drive them back. I fell in love with those stupid little cars. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is so fun to drive. The best was the base model, nothing but a 5-speed in that little 2-liter. That was, dude, you could burn the tires through 3 gears.
They are one of the most underrated cars out there because they're just not great looking cars. But the second gen is the one that got me. It was the second gen Neons. And that's when after that car, I went and bought my 3.5 liter Charger. So, and the reason I went with the Neon is because my sister at the time had a Sunfire. What a crappy car that is. Like, unreal. And, the Neon was competition to it. And when I got in the Neon versus the Sunfire, there was no comparison. The Neon was just so much better. My back didn't ache. It had decent amount of power. The windows sealed up better. It was quieter. It rode nicer. It was just a way, way better car.
My dad still has a Neon.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
If you want to know about Neons, Big Block's brother is a Neon and a PT Cruiser.
Yeah, that's true.
Insane guru. I called him when I was doing a motor swap. He said, you need a 10 millimeter, an 8 millimeter for this, a 13 millimeter for that. Jesus Christ. But his PT Cruiser he has, which I'm going to have some videos on here soon because I got to do some work for him, some welding. But that PT Cruiser is going to be something quick for what it is.
Well, the thing is talking about PT Cruisers, one of the reasons I'm also still impressed by those vehicles is, again, I've talked about my Trans Am. It was one of the faster cars during the day. Like, I was keeping up to 600R motorcycles and stuff on a roll. Not off the line, but on a roll. Like, they were shocked when that Trans Am was still sitting beside them. So I go booking it off my overpass, and I start booting up this hill like I always do because I love just flying by traffic coming off the merge, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And what do I see beside me but a PT Cruiser, and I start laughing like, yeah, okay, buddy. And then I get to the top of the hill, and he's on my quarter panel still. I'm like, what? What? So it was a turbo version, right? I was like, holy crap! What the heck just happened? You know.
Well, they'll surprise the shit out of you.
It surprised the hell out of me, dude. Like, that is a quick, and the Neons were even faster. The SRTs, you know.
Well, there's a guy named Car Mob who's a Ford guy. Really good dude, great guy on YouTube. Some of you may know him. He actually used to be a huge Neon dude, and he had an SRT Ford. He has like a full-blown race motor that he's never used. He got rid of his car when the motor was done, that he's looking to sell. And that was part of my original plan before I got the news of losing my job in March, was to get the motor from him, put it in a Neon, and bring that to No Name National.
Well, you see what one just said here? I'm kind of...
Oh, dude, I didn't even... Did we all just decide? Did we all become best friends?
I have a Cavalier for my daily, but I'd much rather go back to a Neon.
Well, the Cavalier's right up there with the Sunfire junk. Sorry, buddy.
I paid $500 for it. The only thing I do is put oil in it and gas.
Did you mix them?
Huh?
You mix them? You probably have to with that thing.
Yeah, you
sometimes.
a little bit.
Back home, I've got an Escort ZX2.
Oh, jeez.
What's up, Kobe?
Bryce woke up. He's like, Ford? What?
I don't even have a Ford
I
truck.
got a ZX2 back home.
Yeah, I was shocked at how good those cars were. Well,
My best friend has one of them PT Cruisers. I think his is a turbo model, I think. Because he was out racing a truck one day. So he's going to blow his doors off. That guy said, that PT Cruiser ain't going to keep up. He kept up right with him.
yeah. Well, I remember a buddy had a Ford Taurus SHO that he's working on. I said, dude, this is just
Those
Those are pretty quick.
Well, but he had the ugly one. Like, I like the square bodied one, and I thought that one was fantastic. But he had the
86, 87.
He had the V6 one. Yeah, the V6 one. He had the V8 one, which was just it was junk. But he never could get that dang thing to run right. So he decides it has this stupid 3-inch exhaust with straight pipes pretty much on it. It was awful. And he takes it out and he starts ripping up and down my road, just blowing the pipes out of this thing, right? I could hear it coming for like 3 miles. And it sounds okay, but I was like, oh, what a crap car that is. He says, I tell you what, I'll take the Neon out. I won't even take the Trans Am. I'll take the Neon out. Let's go have a drag race. And I beat him. Oh, he was mad.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now, that being said, I knew for certain that car wasn't running right at that point. There was something
Something definitely wrong with it.
They aren't slow. They aren't that slow, but yeah. But he sold the car shortly thereafter.
I think I would have too. Or burned it.
Yeah. But so after nice. So after the Neon, I bought the 6-cylinder Charger, the 2006. I got a really good deal. I was fully loaded SXT.
Oh, no.
And I loved that car. But it got in 2 accidents. First one got rear-ended. Wife was pregnant with my first child at the time. And they were both okay. I'm like, great. Car did its job. Time out. And then
I'll be right back. Got to use the depository.
Okay, fair enough.
No,
Depository.
Go have a movement. And then
Gotta make a
the second
deposit.
time, she was coming across an overpass on the highway, and a car pulled out in front of her. And my kid was he was a baby, he was an infant, he was in the back seat, slept through it. Didn't get hurt. She didn't get hurt. She had a bruise from the seatbelt. That was it. And that
Kid
car
didn't wake up?
kid didn't even wake up.
Wow.
So ever since then, I've been hardcore Charger 300 Challenger. It's like twice that car protected my family. So I'm like, no. And then I met a guy at work. He got T-boned at 70K, which is about 50 miles an hour, right in the driver's door by a pickup truck.
Wow.
Now, in his Chrysler 300. Now, he got hurt. He got hurt. But they said, if you were any other car, dude, you'd be dead. So,
Well, 50 miles an hour, it's moving.
that's booking it right into the driver's door. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I
So,
can see why you're sold on them.
yeah, and then like I was getting, it would get great gas mileage. It was comfortable, had good power. And then I finally got myself in a Hemi, because when that car got rolled off, I used the money from the insurance company to go buy the Chrysler 300C. And it was a year older, but I was like, oh yeah, this is even better. And ever since I've been in love with those Hemis. So they're good cars, man. And I think they're a great bang for the buck. Like you go buy a Hemi powered Charger or 300, one that's a little used, needs a little bit of work. They're cheap. They're really cheap.
They sold a ton of them.
Yep. And you can turn that into just a great fun car. It's relatively easy to work on, relatively easy to maintain. You can have a lot of fun in it. And it's basically a Challenger with 4 doors.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
Because try to find a Challenger any year below 10 grand. Good luck.
I see a lot of them on the webs doing street shutdowns, wherever they're called.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're called. They're spinning out in the intersections and stuff.
Not as bad as the Mustangs.
Well, those seem to find the ditches. I know.
Yeah, they find the ditches and the crowds of people.
Most people that own those don't know how to drive them. That's for certain. More money than brains.
Exactly. Heck, I've had a Mustang. I've been driving a Mustang ever since I was 18 years old. So I had a lot of experience driving them.
Well, it's one of the very few Fords I will actually drive.
Well, I'll
But
tell you, those Fox bodies are just as squirrely.
oh yeah,
That's where it
they're-
all started, you know. They're super squirrely in the ass end.
Well, I always laughed at someone trying to drive one up here in the winter. That was always entertaining.
I drove my Mustang one time. I was 18 years old, and we had a foot of snow, or about 6 inches of snow one night, and I got stuck at a stoplight for 3 stoplights until I finally had somebody come up behind me with a truck and push me. And a half-hour drive took me 4 hours to get home in that Mustang. I said, never again. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Well, I remember pulling out into my front street, and it was an 89 GT convertible, and it just sat there spinning on level pavement. It would not move. It just slowly spinning the back tires. I'm like, there is no weight in the back of these things. Where I could hop in even a Corvette and get around better in the winter than in a Fox Body Mustang. And my Firebird, that thing was awesome.
I don't know why they're like that, but man.
They were the worst winter cars, man. Like you
We had
guys,
a guy mob one into work though. This was back in 04. We had this nasty ice storm that lasted for like a week. He drove that thing in. I think he was about 30, 40 minutes out of town. Drove it in every day.
Yep.
The guy was a super driver too. I mean, he was unbelievable.
Well, he'd have to be.
he would do shit with a dump truck on ice that it'd blow your mind. Figure eights, whipping that thing around like it's a friggin' sports car. I'm trying to, we're plowing, in tandem and stuff, and he's doing all kinds of fancy maneuvers and shit with his dump truck. I'm just trying to get turned around. So, dude knew how to drive. He knew how to drive.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I have a lot of, and the big reason I don't drive Fords, and I think I've mentioned the story before, Bryce. I don't know if you remember. I had a 71.
I'm listening.
I had a 71 Ford Custom 500. Everyone know what that is? That's a big car.
Oh yeah.
Gator McCluskey.
Yeah, that's basically an LTD.
Yeah.
Dirty hairy car. And at the time, Ford made the master cylinders in those cars out of aluminum, but they had a steel piston.
Oh,
So
that was dumb.
if you got into heavy traffic and you were on and off the brakes a lot, the aluminum cylinder would expand due to the heat faster than steel piston would, and eventually you just bypass all your brake fluid, so you'd have no brakes. Well, I launched that car about 4 feet into the air off of each tires. It flew about 15 feet and it came down. And I watched Dukes of Hazzard growing up as a kid. I thought yeah, you boys yet? Oh, don't scoop my vehicle, right? But flashy. But I bent that thing so bad when it landed. That car was twisted, and I finally got it turned around. And I found out later when I went back in daylight that we missed rolling down a ravine by about a foot.
Oh, jeez.
So I got the thing turned around. I got it stopped, and it steam's pouring out of it. I hear this clunk, 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 clunk. I was like, okay, shut it down. Walk to the farmer's house. Go back to get it in the day, and the next day fires up, still clunking. Open up the hood. Oh, that's because the rad's 2 inches higher on the other one side than it is the other, and plus the fan shroud, and it's just sitting in the fan now. And I'll rip all that out. Okay. Well, fires up. Sounds good. Runs good still. There's water squirting out of the rad, but that'll be fine. And hey, the brakes are back. Great. So I drove it home, but the steering wheel was like that the whole way. And it's pulling hard to the right. And I got it home. And then I swore off Fords after that.
Well, guys,
That's a lot of iron to crash into the ground like that.
Well, the funny thing is, when I went to replace that car, I found 2 cars. One was I think a 67, 68 Cougar XR7. Nice car.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one sitting right beside it was about $1,000 more. It was the 68 Dodge Charger 440 RT Black.
Oh.
And I took the Cougar for a drive because it was definitely in my price range. And the first thing that happened is the brake pedal went to the floor. I turned it around, shut it off, and I said, nope. And I sat and I looked at the Charger. It was only like $4,000 or something back then. It was in pretty decent shape. And like, no, that's too much money.
I don't mean to cut you off, Mongrels, but Arlie's is awesome. Please check her out.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in.
I've seen that. Have a good night.
Have a great night.
I'm off here too. I know
All
my
right,
kids.
good,
Where are you going?
Yeah,
Get some rest.
Kids get up like at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning on my days off for some reason.
You're sounding a little sluggish, so yeah, go get some rest, buddy.
I'm off.
Pretty good.
Thank you for coming in, Leighton.
I love
There you go.
He's a good guy, man. Great guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a good dude.
He's funny as hell. Oh my god.
Yeah, he is.
He's like, I'm out.
He does talk slow, though.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. If I was a meaner person, I'd probably nickname him Sloth.
Oh yeah, dude.
He isn't out of hair.
He's an awesome guy. Awesome
He
guy.
is a fantastic guy. Yeah, make sure you go check out his stuff, folks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, and I think I'm gonna have to call it a night too, Bryce.
I'm probably with you on that.
We've been on for a couple hours now.
I was gonna say, let's see, 3 hours,
Shoot, it's
3.5.
12:30 in my neck of the woods.
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
guess so, because it says 2 hours with this and then an hour with the other thing.
Yeah.
It's just about 10:30 here, which I think it's the same time in Arizona right now.
Yeah, 10:24.
I would guess when you hop off Mongrels, everybody else will probably tap out. I'm right there with everybody too, so that works for me.
Yeah, I figure give it the next 4 minutes here, and I don't get to hang out with you guys that often, and I do enjoy it. So,
Me too, man. Speaking of winter cars, my favorite winter car ever, I had an 85 GLH, Omni GLH, little turbo.
Oh, God.
Dude, snowmobile level 10. Oh my God. I could go anywhere in that car. Like 4x4s and me are side by side. Just rolling.
You know what? My 92 GMC
So
truck
fun.
was only a 2-wheel drive, and it was the worst. It was almost as bad as the Mustang until I went and put a posi in it. And then I was pulling out of stuff that 4-wheel drives were getting stuck in. It was crazy. Good set of tires and a posi made all the difference in that truck.
Old Chevy engine block in the back, you're good to go.
Yeah, there might have been a Pontiac engine or a Chevy engine sitting back there most of the time anyway. So.
Well, the reason I say that's because they're everywhere. They're bountiful.
Oh, yeah, they are. But back then, I could go to Pick and Pull and grab a 400 Pontiac or a 350 Pontiac, which, because I owned my 78 Trans Am, I was relatively young, and they had not invented a device called a rev limiter yet. And I might have gone through 5 or 6 engines in that car.
Oh, Jesus.
I got it to the point where I could change that out. That hood closed. I could change that with my other buddy. In 2.5 hours, I could have the engine out and replaced and running again.
Wow.
That's pretty quick.
Well, everything's loose, ready to go.
Well, the first
Well
first
worn.
time I blew the engine, and this is embarrassing, I was racing a DeLorean on the highway.
Did he disappear at 88?
He did. He don't.
Because that's about the time I spun my cam bearing and floated my valve. Because that Trans Am, because I cut out it had the shaker cut out, so it would just keep sucking air in and keep on accelerating till it blew itself up. It would pull. It would just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and then go boom. And so that's what happened is, and that thing had 140. Was it 140? Yeah, it was 140K speedometer, I think. And it would bury it in like a second. Like it was just boom, that thing was buried. And then the needle would point straight down and bounce around, and was between the brake light and the seatbelt light. And I'm like, that's fine. Just,
Let her rip.
And you always try, will it come back up to 0? I think it almost did. But and I do not understand why I kept blowing the engine up. I couldn't figure it out, right?
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. And I mean, the start of the red line is back at 5,000. So you got to way up till 6,000 or something, right? Before it should be a real problem.
Well, usually the valve train gives you your limit.
Yeah.
Now that's a suggestion. Valve train is a suggestion.
Yeah. But that was the first engine, and I pulled that out, and I got a rebuilt engine from a rebuilder up here and threw that in there. And Boxing Day, I don't know if you have Boxing Day down there, but that's the day after Christmas. That's basically our Black Friday.
Oh.
So I'm driving into work, and the streets are abandoned because it's early. And all of a sudden, the oil pressure drops, And I hear this huge boom, and I'm not giving it hard or anything like that. And this thing's clunk, 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 everything. I got out of there. The crank was in 2 pieces. The cam was in 3 pieces. The front main was ripped out of the block. 2 of the connecting rods basically vaporized. So did the pistons. Like, it was just destroyed. I'm like,
Wow.
I have never seen destruction like that. So that's when I went to the old pick and pull and pulled the 350 Pontiac and out and shoved it in there to get by for a while. And that thing ran for a while till the rod went through the side of the block. And it still ran.
You're hard on shit, you know that?
I was, yeah. But hey, when you're pulling out on the highway, you're supposed to pull out sideways, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Better angle of sight.
I was just doing what you're supposed to be doing. And for some reason, the rod went through the side of the block. I don't know why.
Oh.
But it drove at least 5 miles back home, banging the whole way. And it still started up. It didn't seize.
Well, you had 7 more, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And maybe next time I'll finish the other 3 engines for you. And yes, I
Quality
still love the
testing.
Pontiacs. Yeah, I had a lot of fun in that car. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great story to end on. I'm just saying.
That's
You
cool.
hit 10:30. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
Well, as always, Bryce.
This has
thank
been
you for
great.
having
Thank
me,
you,
sir.
Bryce.
It's
Thank
great.
you, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate
Good luck,
everyone.
Shade Tree. I hope you get things worked out. Destroyer.
I hope so too.
Praying for you, brother.
Looking for
Yeah,
the new
thank you.
format. Ollie, thank you for finally putting some content up so I can go see what your shenanigans are.
God, it's disgusting. I've got so much film, but nothing edited. Terrible.
And everyone in the chat, as always, thank you so much for joining us. You're all awesome.
Absolutely. Thank
Have a
you.
good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
guys.
Night. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.